What is up, everybody? I'm VTrue, and today we have news on some upcoming changes and things that are coming to Maplestory 2, which is a game that I have recently fallen in love with, including a very important new change to the way dungeons and rewards are going to work, something that I actually mentioned in my previous video would make the game amazing. So, do make sure you stick around to the very end so you can see exactly what I'm talking about with those dungeon changes. First off, let's talk about something that they have said. It's going to be coming to the game that they're going to be changing here in November. So, right now, the way that the game works, if you are playing in a dungeon below your level, you are actually going to have your damage scaled down. So, one of the main changes that they are bringing is they're going to be increasing damage for characters over level 50 when you are in those level 50 dungeons. So right now in the game, level 50 dungeons are the highest that you can get to in the game. Your damage is scaled down based on your overall level, how much higher over that level 50 you are. So right now the cap is 60, but the highest dungeon is only level 50. So you actually have your damage scaled down as a mechanic to kind of keep things fair for people who are farming content under their own level. So they're going to be reducing the scale down of your damage. And they mentioned actually if you have higher end gear, you should be seeing somewhere around a 5 to 10% increase in the total damage numbers that you are doing. So they mentioned that it was probably a little too much of a scale down from what they were hoping, what they were actually looking for. And I guess they had gotten some feedback saying that it was maybe a little bit too much. So they're going to be scaling that back just a little bit so you actually have a little bit more damage, especially since this applies in the hard dungeons as well, which is also only level 50, and that reduced damage can actually make a pretty big difference. They also mentioned that they are working on a fix that will reduce the amount of scale down on classes with large passive and buff dependencies. They mentioned in particular the priest and the thief, who both have either a lot of buffs or a lot of passive skills that kind of work together. So the buff durations are reduced the same way as your damages. So all of your numbers are actually reduced in those lower dungeon areas, and the buff durations are one of the things that are reduced as well by that same system that scales it down. So they're working currently on a fair way to balance this, to balance the buff durations, because like I said, so the duration of the buff is actually reduced, as well as some of the percentages. So they're working on a way to balance this. However, they said they don't actually currently have a working solution. They are testing some things right now, but they said they're nowhere near ready to say that something is going to be an actual solution or a fix that they're happy with. So they are working on that as well, something that they mentioned will be coming in the future, but will not be coming at the same time as the increase in your damage. So next, another thing that they are working on is they're working on the disconnect errors. So the error 10053, I believe, is the error that they mentioned. So there's a lot of people that are being disconnected right now from the servers. It is an issue. I've been disconnected multiple times. A lot of other people have been struggling with it as well. So they're working on a fix for this. There's no fix that has been implemented, but they believe, they mentioned they believe they have a working solution and they're testing it internally. So what that means basically is they think they know what a good solution is going to be. They think they have it all figured out, but they're not ready to roll it out yet. They're still testing it, making sure that that solution is in fact going to work in all of the scenarios that they want, and then they're going to roll it out to us eventually. So again, another fix that's in the works, but won't quite be coming to us just yet. Alright, so this is the big news now. So two large changes that are going to be coming in November. This first one is going to be coming actually the 1st of November, I believe they said. So the limits on dungeons are going to be changing. So they mentioned that a lot of people, as well as me, have mentioned that the way that the dungeons are limited right now can kind of hinder your gameplay experience a little bit. Once you do those dungeons and you hit those limits, it kind of feels a little empty. So right now the way it works, you can farm, okay, so you can do dungeons all day long, but you only get rewards for the dungeons the first 10 that you do in a day, so that for that day, and then you can only get 30 total for the week. So if the first 3 days you max out all 10, the next 4 days, the rest of that whole week, you can no longer get any rewards. There's no point in doing the dungeons. So that is something that I didn't really like. I don't like limiting player experience and limiting what people can do. I mentioned that was something that I feel like they should try to work on changing in the future, and it would actually make the game that much better. So this is the solution they're currently testing that they're going to be giving out to us. So on November 1st, they're going to be giving us a beta reset function. So what this would do is it is a button where once you've maxed out all your rewards, you can actually reset all of those rewards, the 10 per day, 30 per week, which would actually allow you to hit 6 out of those 7 days. You could max out the 10 and get rewards for them, and then if you did that all 6 days in a row, the 7th day, you would just basically take a rest for it. Now, they said it is a beta function because they're not 100% sure that this is what they want to stick with as their final product. So they don't know for a fact that this is going to be a long-term solution, but for right now they're going to test it by rolling it out to us, getting our feedback, and seeing exactly how we respond to it. And they'll probably continue testing other things in the future to see, if they can shift it a little bit. But this will only be one per account, okay? Meaning you can only use it on one of your characters. So if you do have alternate characters, they each have their own specific limits. And so if you use this reset, you can only use it on one character. So you should use it on the main character, the character that you would like the most. Because you can only use it on him. It won't work for anybody else. Okay, so it is one per account, not per character. And it's a beta feature because, like I said, they're unsure exactly how they want to adjust this, basically because of the rewards. Okay, so they're gonna have the rewards for the first so as you complete the dungeons, you have the rewards at like 1, 3, 5. It goes all the way up to 30. They want to rethink how those rewards are going to work, and they initially think the rewards are going to be slightly less, but they said they will investigate and make future adjustments. So not only on those actually reward tiers that you have, but then also on the gear that you get as well. So they don't want to flood people with too much gear and make it instant for you to get to end game stuff. So they're going to adjust that slightly less, but it will still be worth your time to farm them. And like I said, they're not sold on this as a long-term solution, so future changes might be made, but this is what they're working on currently. Last thing that we have to talk about today is going to be the addition of Chaos Raids. Another thing that I mentioned in my review of Maplestory 2 that I thought would potentially make this game amazing, and that is going to be these large-scale, very giant boss battles. They're calling them Chaos Raids. So what a Chaos Raid is, this is going to be a 10-player time-limited raid. So you actually have a specific time that you have to complete it in. So there'll be a giant boss battle with 10 people and a time limit. If you do not complete it in the time limit, then you're going to fail. They mentioned your gear, your teamwork, and your skill is going to be very, very important in these giant raids. And obviously having 10 very well-geared characters is going to be important. This is going to be added on November 8th, which is their next major maintenance patch that is going to be launched. So November 8th is when the Chaos Raids will be coming to us, not on November 1st with the dungeon limit changes. So because of that, make sure you actually gear up right now. Use that beta function for that whole week so you can get as much gear as possible before we get to the Chaos Raids. They mentioned that greater rewards will be coming with this greater difficulty. They didn't mention exactly what that was going to be, but this could be a possible way for them to add in that next level of gear. So right now we only have up to purple, which is the 4-star gear. There's a total of 6 stars when you look at the gear, but the highest in the game right now is only 4 stars. So I'm assuming that next level would be a golden 5-star, and then the way it generally works, like the highest is red. So this could probably be an option for them to add in that 5-star gear. So there'd be the next level of gear. It'd be, take you to that next gear score, whatever, breakpoint we're going to be looking for next. But at least you're going to be rewarded for the extra difficulty, as well as how much fun it will probably be racing against the clock with having 10 people on the screen and just all hell breaking loose with a bunch of chaos. And like I said, they're also, they mentioned this will be significantly harder than your normal dungeons, even the hard dungeons right now. So you need to really gear up as much as possible if you want to take place in these chaos raids. Take advantage, like I said, of the reset function. The day that it comes, max out all those rewards. Reset, max out all the second level of rewards. You need to get the best gear possible before these chaos raids come. But I am really happy that Maplestory is listening to the community, and they're adding some things that we talked about. They are working on fixes for other things that people might have had a problem with. So I think this game very soon, because it's obviously way far from done. They only have a level 60 cap. They only have level 50 dungeons. But I think very soon this game will be an amazing game. I've been loving it. Been playing it every single day. I'm going to start making more videos on it. But I wanted to give some news to you guys on what some future changes are coming to Maplestory. So, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for the Chaos Raids? I know I'm super excited for the Chaos Raids. That was something that I thought would be a big addition. A lot of MMOs do it with these large-scale, like, giant world boss kind of things. I cannot wait to test it out. Absolutely going to have footage for you guys as soon as possible. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next Maplestory or Naruto Online or whatever video ends up being next. So hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.